So when we started Empire Earth 3, we made a conscious decision to change the direction of the game, and we tried very hard to not just do Empire Earth 2, but more. We went for a very different art style. The units are much more exaggerated, and we took some bold choices with the gameplay choices that we made as far as how the single-player campaign works. And we have this special mode called World Domination, which is pretty much different from anything you ever saw in Empire Earth 1 or Empire Earth 2. We also changed the UI to a great degree. It's very slim and trimmed. There's no big dashboard anymore. The UI can be moved around and customized the location any place you want. We've made it very easy for modders to get into the game and add their own unit stats, their own unit abilities, and even their own art if they decide to make it. We have 3 fundamental regions which don't share art at all, and if you pick one of these 3 regions, you'll see completely unique assets, completely unique buildings, completely unique units, and they all have their very own, very distinct play style, their very own abilities, and their very own technology. Within that region, you have a lot of customization available to you. You have many, many units that you can pick and choose between. There's no way that you can build all the units on any of the tech trees within a region. There's no way you can build all the units within each of the region's tech trees. You have to specialize, and that leads to very interesting choices because your opponent may choose something that you're not strong against. So you want to watch what he's doing, you want to build units and research units that are appropriate. And what ends up happening is, rather than just having 3 civilizations or 15 civilizations, there are hundreds of civilizations. There are many ways to play each region, and each person who plays it is probably going to pick their own play style that they're comfortable with. So the Western region is a tech-heavy region. They tend to build fewer units that are more expensive, but their units tend to be tougher. The Eastern region is very good at massing units, so they have the most infantry units with the most abilities. And the Middle Eastern region is a specialist in hit-and-run tactics. They have the strongest cavalry units early in the game. So World Domination, we have a single-player World Domination mode, and essentially you are taking over the world one province at a time. You can think of each province roughly as a country, a chunk of the Earth that's equivalent to a current country. And each of those is a full RTS map, and you have regular base building and resource gathering and teching up on those maps. But what's really cool is what you do on those maps is persistent. And if you build a base and you go away for a few turns, and you do something in another province and you come back, all the stuff you've built and all the units you've built will still be there. You don't have to go into every province and build up anew like you do in many RTSs when you have a series of scripted campaigns. And the other thing we added is, rather than having a series of scripted single-player campaigns, we actually have a much more free-form kind of single-player experience. You get events, which are things that happen to you, and they give you rewards if you complete them, but the events you get are based on what you do, based on techs you research, or based on which province you go into, or based on who else is in the province with you. Rather than having a series of fixed epics that you progress through, we actually have a more free-form system where people research technologies that advance the individual unit lines, rather than advancing a single technology that advances every unit line. And we're trying to preserve as much player choice as we possibly can and let you customize your civilization. The other thing we did was we changed the way hero units work. Instead of being granted to you when you win something, they're actually units that you build. They're very expensive and they're very hard to obtain in the tech tree, but they're very, very powerful. And we have one unit that I especially love, which is the Herc hero, that has a quantum singularity gun, which creates a black hole on the map, sucking everything nearby into it, including your own units if you're not careful.